What is going on, guys? CVM here. Welcome back to FM 2019. And before we get into what's happened and what's going on and all the rest of it, even though you can blatantly see what's happened, thank you very much for the support on yesterday's episode. I said, can we get 40? You got 65 likes. That's absolutely crazy for an FM series. If we can continue anything like that, I mean, you've done 65. That's fine. Let's see if we can hit 40, right? Let's just keep the 40. I'm gonna go 25 below. If we can hit 40, oh, that is brilliant. Thank you very much for the support. A lot of comments as well. Donald Owens helping me out to say the lead striker name, Roofy, and well, that's how he says it, Roofy. Yeah, that makes sense. So thank you very much for that. And of course, John H explaining to me how the Europa League places work, because I mean, I'll forget that, but I appreciate you telling me, and now I know, but in the next episode I might not. We haven't lost in the league since January. Manchester United beat us 3-1 away from home. Since then, we've only lost once, and that was in the FA Cup, and then we've just gone on just a complete mad run. That doesn't count because it's the FA Cup. We've only dropped points against Arsenal, who played their B team, and I'll give you an update as to what the hell has happened there, because I genuinely have no idea what's happened. It must be some sort of bug, but on this flip, I'll explain in a minute. And of course, we dropped points against Manchester City. We were unlucky in this game, really unlucky. Aguero bailed them out twice. That was a very good game, and I genuinely thought we were going to take 3 points there, but we just missed out. We managed to beat, I mean, Brighton are one of the lower teams in the league, and we only beat them 1-0. Chelsea we beat 1-0. Alex Garcia scoring an absolute screamer from just inside the penalty area. But they just didn't have an answer. They didn't really do an awful lot. And yeah, we've been sailing, absolutely sailing. Tottenham did nothing as well. I genuinely, right, half an hour gone, I thought we were going to rinse them, and I thought it was going to be like 4 or 5-0, but they fought back a little bit, but they just didn't do an awful lot. So as you can see up here, we are doing rather well in the league, to the point where we may very well end up as champions if, and it's a big if, and it's not an if I'm expecting, because we have 2 very difficult games, one in particular, to finish off the series. But if Manchester City drop points and we can win both of our games, we will go above them and we will win the Premier League. We were tipped to be involved in a relegation battle. We are gunning for the title with 2 games left. I cannot stress how much of an achievement that is for me personally. I am not great at this game. I love this game. I have more hours on Football Manager than probably any other game I've ever played ever. However, I'm not that good to the point where we can go from the Championship, get promoted, and then go for the title. It's been a bit of a cock-up season for a lot of clubs, because, I mean, we're 2 games from the end, and, you know, Manchester City, who could win the league for the 3rd time in a row, may only just about crack 80 points, whereas this year, of course, they nearly cracked 100, and the teams below them are not, you know, they're all sort of in the mid-60s. So, yeah, I think a lot of teams, it's a very competitive league this year. There are a lot of teams involved. Leeds back up to 7th, just for the Leeds fans. Not a bad little run-in for that Leeds team that came up with us. They didn't spend anywhere near as much money as we've spent. We've spent big, to be fair, so that's kind of one of the reasons why. Let me just have a look at Arsenal very briefly, because they're down there in 9th, right? They've got a bit of an up-and-down form, and I don't understand this at all, right? Their team is now fully fit again. They have all their main players back. However, if we go into the schedule, after they played us, which was, what are we called? We're called Stoke. After they played us, they went to Villarreal in what I believe is the Europa League or the Champions League. Either way, they beat them 3-1. So you must be thinking, oh, they had their team back. No, they had Aubameyang, you know, De Ligt, maybe Socrates, possibly if he is a starting player, Digne, and the rest like Burgess, and they Leno on the bench. They had Martinez in goal, the guy who played against us. Iwobi is there. He's not a first team player. They've got a lot of players in there that aren't first team players, and they've beaten Villarreal 3-1, so they go through in whatever competition that is, the Europa League. And then if we go down, They drew to Burnley, but they had a lot more of their first team back. They had Rakitic back, Ward-Prowse is back, Guendouzi is in there. They've got nearly a full complement there, Mario Gaspar, etc. And then They lose 5-0 to Everton. You must be thinking, right, now they're resting players. No. I mean, Aubameyang, Gnabry, Ozil, Ronnie Lopez, that is a full Arsenal team. Even Leno is back in goal. The full Arsenal team lost 5-0 to Everton, who, by the way, aren't like a phenomenal side. They're, mid-table? Crazy. And then they went on to win 3 of their 4 games against the likes of Tottenham. They beat Tottenham 4-1. I don't know what's happening. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with that Arsenal team. All I know is we play Newcastle and then we play Liverpool on the final day of the season, and we could very well end up as champions, or we could end up in a Europa League place. It is literally that close. Our team is up for it, though. We are going to play in our attacking formation against Newcastle, and we're going to drop into a defensive formation against Liverpool. I think it makes sense to do it that way round. I need to give these guys football in the under-23s, but I keep forgetting to set them available. We've got... Okay, very confused. Domino's just texted me, and it said the pizza has left their place to be delivered, and I haven't even ordered one, so that's interesting. I may get free pizza. Let's continue, shall we? That's going to be very interesting if I get a knock at the door and they just give me a pizza. I ain't going to turn it down. I should probably look just to get someone's like hacked my account or something. I don't know. But as far as Newcastle sides go, that looks relatively strong. They've got a former Juventus defender in there. If we don't win this, it's game over. You know, we're kind of just hoping that we can get something out of the Liverpool game, or we're hoping that another team around us slip up so that we are guaranteed Champions League football. Because ultimately, that's where it comes down to. It's a bit of it would be very difficult for us to not finish top 4 now. It's still possible for us to finish 5th, but it would be goal difference. Our goal difference is superior. Bang! Garcia hits the crossbar. I genuinely thought he was going to put it home there. He's been playing really well recently. But when the league table comes back on the left, you'll see that we would have to lose against Newcastle and against Liverpool, and then Manchester United and Tottenham would need to win both of their games, and they would need to score considerable amounts of goals, or hope that we concede considerable amounts of goals, in order for us to finish below them on goal difference. Brighton have just equalised. Burnley are beating Tottenham. That all but guarantees a top 4 if Burnley can get anything from that Tottenham game. And as it stands currently anyway, Tottenham have equalised against Burnley, but as it stands, we're not losing. Touch wood, please don't do anything to Paul. Ball play through to Berisha. He's in on goal, makes the save, rebounds in, and we are not playing very well at all. That's only his 2nd goal of the season. Can you believe it? We're not playing very well. Normally, we've scored in the first 10-20 minutes. But for whatever reason here, we are struggling. Newcastle are toward the bottom of the league as well. Anthony Martial, the league's top goal scorer, has just scored. I believe Liverpool are winning now as well. Oh, no, they're not. They're drawing. Ball into Torre, and the rebound is put in by Garcia. It's going to be that guy. I don't know what it is, but he's turning it on, Garcia. He is having a very, very good time. Man City are drawing. If we can nick a win here, and I say nick a win because we're not actually playing that well, but if we can nick a win, and Manchester City go on, they're winning now. They're okay, never mind, forget it. We just need to focus on winning the game. Who cares what's happening around us? If we win, we've got Champions League football. If we lose, then we're in contention of slipping into the sort of 5th place. 5th place is guaranteed Europa League, though, according to John, so that's something. And considering we thought we were going to be sort of pulled into a relegation battle, I don't suppose that's bad. Pedro dips it in. Oh, it's a good save. Bojan with a rebound. He can't quite steer it towards goal. Garcia's there over the bar. We are knocking on the door, but the door is closed. Yeah, we need to just get a goal here. This is going to be one of those agonising games. If it comes down to the final, it's time to show some passion. That didn't work, did it? No, it didn't. If it comes down to the final game, it's going to be against Liverpool, and that's going to be an extremely tough game. I'm really hoping that we can get something here. To be fair, a point guarantees us Champions League football, so I suppose that's not too bad. I just kind of want to keep the Premier League title dream alive, just a little bit, just until the last game, just to give us a little bit of excitement. Let's bring Berardi on. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything. I don't even think he's match sharp, is he? No, not really. 52%. I really do need to play him a bit more. But we're just going to go gung-ho here and hope that we can get a goal. I mean, we've only dropped points against some, top teams here. So this would be a real upset as far as we're concerned in the form that we're in. There's Etebo. Goes through on goal. And are we going to go to VAR? We are. It could be a penalty. I mean, it is a penalty. We're not even going to go to VAR. He's awarded a penalty. This could be... Oh, God, they're giving it to Berardi. Oh, he scored. Well, never mind. I had full faith. Yep. I knew he was going to put it in. I'm sure of it. Right, so we are now 2-1 up. This keeps the... Let me praise them. Oh, we've got a free kick here as well. That could have put the icing on the cake. We are 2 points behind Manchester City going into the final day if things remain the same. We've got the ball in the end we want it to be in. There's Bauer, plays a ball into the box, out to the CDM. Davis on that left-hand side, trickles himself into the box, hits the post, and the ball comes out, and all of a sudden Muto has it. They clear it. I'm not going to make another sub. I probably should do, but I don't want to rock the boat or change anything. We are 30 seconds away from going into the final day of the season, still within a chance of winning the Premier League. There's Garcia, great ball into the box, just cut out. And here come Newcastle. Oh, the ball's been blocked. It goes out for a throw. That's where we want it, though. There's only, 8 seconds left. Oh, that is full time. There we go. Right, that's exactly what we wanted. We made it look a lot harder than it should have been. However, if Manchester City fail to win and we beat Liverpool, we're champions. If they draw and we can beat Liverpool by 3, it has to be by 3. I'm not sure how it goes into... Basically, if Man City draw, they go on 81. If we then beat Liverpool, we'll be on 81. Our goal difference, theoretically, could be the same. And then it would go on wins, I'm pretty sure. But our wins would be the same. Our draws and losses would all be the same. I'm pretty sure it then goes on head-to-head. If it goes on head-to-head, which basically means us versus them, we should win. Because we beat them when we first played them. Because they had that European hangover. Don't know when that was. I was right at the beginning of the season. Yeah, we beat them 1-0. Sam Klukas, when he was still playing, he scored. And we drew against them the other day. So... yeah, okay, fair enough. Right, well, what was the goal difference? 2 goals? Yeah. We need to beat Liverpool by 2 clear goals. Before we get into that game, we have 2 bits of news. Stoke qualify for the Champions League. It says Champions Cup. There's no rights. It hasn't been changed. I don't know why. So we knew that only a point would be good enough. We beat them, so we are guaranteed to finish in the top 3, I believe, which is fantastic. But we've also got an initial budget from the board. Now, to be honest, we've got a lot of youth. We don't need massive amounts of money, especially as we are second. We're only 2 points behind the league leaders with 1 game left. We've got a good team, right? If we can get 60 million, I'm more than happy with that. Let's see what we've got. 42. Oh dear. I mean, we've just qualified for the Champions League and they've given me 42 million. Well, I was kind of hoping for 60-ish and then we maybe could have worked from there. Like I said, we don't really need to buy many players. A lot of our players are youth and up and coming. We've got a couple of players, incidentally. If I go to transfers and I go to transfer history, we've got a lot of players out on loan. One of them, Adam Ider, who I'm probably saying wrong. Look at the state of him. Look what he's doing for Nottingham Forest right now. 9 goals in 19 games with 4 assists, playing a 7.4. If he comes back and continues that run of form, he is going to give Pedro a run for his money. Marriott may very well be on his way out if he continues that run of form. There's a couple of other people in here as well. Ibrahim Decorah is not doing too badly. Jeff Cameron, no. Verlinden, I forgot I had him. Completely forgot he existed. He's only 20 years of age. And again, he's been playing particularly well for Swansea. 5 goals, 1 assist, 6.84. But Swansea, no disrespect, they've not got the best team. They are mid-table in the Championship. So he's not been doing too bad for them. Ian Thomas for Oldham down in League 2. He's progressing quite nicely. Doesn't quite play in the position we need him to play in, but he is progressing quite nicely. So that's not another season out on loan, and he'll be good again next year. But all in all, though, we've got a very strong team. A couple of good players to come back from loans. And yeah, all in all, I am quite optimistic, despite only having 40 million to spend. And so it all comes down to this. Liverpool at home and Manchester City go away, believe it or not, to Everton. And let's have just a little quick look at that fixture list. So yeah, Everton, Man City here. Everton, I mean, they turned over Arsenal. They beat them 5-0. Arsenal had their team back at that point. We turned Everton over quite easily. We beat them 3-0. It was a very comfortable performance, so I'm not really holding out much hope. Although Man City have conceded a lot of goals recently. They conceded in the last game when they beat Brighton, I think it was. Was it Brighton? They conceded. I thought they were going to drop points. They didn't. We faced Liverpool, who, in the league, in the last couple of games, haven't actually been doing that well. Last week, Liverpool, where are they? They drew 0-0 to Leicester. They dropped points there. What was that before that? They struggled against Newcastle. They beat them 6-3 in the end, but it was I mean, to be fair, we struggled against Newcastle, but to concede 3 goals at home is not great. So you never know what can happen here. They drew 1-1 to Southampton, despite the fact that Southampton had 10 men. The last few weeks, Liverpool have not been at the races, so there is hope there. We are going into our defensive formation. There's a lot of dark green patches across the place, which is a very good thing for us. It means that we've got strength in that area. I'm very tempted to play Etebo ahead of Bojan, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with what has worked for me in the last maybe 4 or 5 games. I'm going to use the same selection, but it's a different lineup. So the Liverpool lineup looks like this. They have Roberto Firmino up front. I know he's one of the top goal scorers in the league. You wouldn't really expect much less. They've got Hermoso from the Spanish league. Mignolet is in goal. And I think I might understand. I mean, they've got more or less the strongest defence they could have. They've gotten Ndombele in there. I know they signed him ages ago. He's one of their main players. They've got Grujic in there. He's only played 4 times this season. I think now I understand what may have happened. They've got a couple of injuries, obviously. I know Alisson is still at the club. He's not there. He's only played 5 times, so Alisson must be out injured or banned or something. Mane is still there and Salah is still there. But very interested to see what the bench looks like for Liverpool. But, hey, we need to beat them, right? We can't pay too much attention as to what's happening at Goodison Park either. We just need to make sure that we beat them. The bench, Salah's on the bench. He's not quite match fit. 90%, it's not too bad. He might as well just played him. Fabinho on the bench. Milner's on the bench. Lovren's on the bench. No Alisson at all, so he must be injured or suspended. My money is on injured though. Man City have scored. I can't pay too much attention, he says. And as soon as it pops up, I mention it. So at the moment we're not winning the league. We are guaranteed Champions League football, I suppose. So it's not the end of the world, is it? It's nice knowing that I could potentially win the league here. We have a corner. Bojan whips it in, and it's just over by Pedro, not too far away. Man City are now 2-0 up against Everton. It's not looking good, unfortunately. We are probably going to end up finishing second here. I mean, Liverpool are the team in third, so if we do end up just drawing, we will finish second. Considering we were meant to go down, or be in that fight anyway, I can deal with second. Not too bad at all. I just don't want to lose this game, really. I would imagine that, I mean, given the teams Liverpool have fielded there, it's not a bad side, don't get me wrong. Under's a very good player and is, again, one of the top goal scorers in the league. But given the fact that we're home, we're the form team, they've been going through a bit of dodgy things here or there. They've just taken Firmino off. On comes Mo Salah. City are now 3-0 up. They have cruised on the final day. Under with a corner. And Grujic has missed it. I'm so glad he's playing because he's absolutely useless. He could easily have scored there. Pedro is now on a run. And he tries to shoot from about 35 yards at an angle. Here comes Bojan into the penalty area. He has to be offside. There is no way Torre is onside. I refuse to believe it. He's obviously going to go to VAR. And he hasn't. We are 1-0 up against Liverpool. Well. 2 points away from the Premier League title, and Manchester City are absolutely rinsing Everton. It's typical, but I can't help but feel disappointed. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help but feel it because there was a glimmer of hope. Ball played over the top. We've defended it well, and here we go again. Here's Duncan. Plays a lovely ball out. I'm lying. It wasn't. It was a terrible ball. Cross field from Trent. Bauer picks it up. Butland, who's wanted by Wolves, by the way, and he hasn't said whether he wants to leave yet or not. There's Chamberlain across, and they've just missed an absolute sitter. Maybe that's why they've not played Salah. Nothing to do with fitness. He's just not consistent these days. I don't know, but either way. I think they beat us early on, didn't they? Let's give Ryan Kent a run out against his old club. Why not? And we'll bring on Etebo as well, who is very well suited to the right side, although not at the moment. I don't know what's going on here. Like they lose their suitability. Yeah, see, like he was, like both of them were natural in their positions, and now all of a sudden they're not. I don't really understand why, but you know, it's what it is. I'd like to see Ryan Kent score against his old club. Virgil van Dijk to take the free kicks. Butler makes a save. Pedro has picked up a knock. We might have to make a sub here again. I can't play Woodburn because he can't play against his old club, so that's my only striker. I may very well just leave Pedro on, to be fair, because this is the final game of the season. I don't have a spare striker. I'm going to leave him on the pitch. It's only a little knock. Even if he's out for a week or two at the end of the season, it's not the end of the world. Ball comes in. Great save from Butland. As I was saying, Wolves have come in and said that they're interested in Butland. I don't really want to give up the keeper that's saved us on many an occasion. And again, great save. Great save. But they're reportedly offering around 30 million. I don't know whether that's good or bad. They've scored, and Curtis Jones, who missed a couple of sitters against Sevilla, not sitters, but good chances against Sevilla in real life yesterday, has just scored to make it 1-1. So long as we don't lose, I'll be happy. Time to bring on Stulak, I think. Could play without a striker, but I think that might be a bit stupid. Although we could play with a shadow striker. I might do. Where's Garcia? There's Garcia. Let's bring Stulak on. Put him at the cam roll. Make him into a shadow striker. Switch Garcia and Stulak around. And there we go. I love it when you know your club. That's like the best part of FM. When you know who can play where and you can just switch them around at will. If we concede here and it looks like we've just given away a penalty, then we will be finishing third. Which again isn't the end of the world, but it's not something I want. Finishing second would have been brilliant. Finishing third isn't as impressive, although still quite impressive. And no, it is a penalty. Brilliant. Well, Butland, show us your worth, son. Oh, he's done it. He saved the penalty. Mo Salah has not started this game, and it had nothing to do with fitness, in my opinion. He is just not on form. That's the reason why he was benched, even though he did only have 90 fitness. Robertson gets the ball out wide. No, he doesn't. It goes out of play, and that could very well be the end of it. Well, they've missed a penalty in stoppage time that would have taken them second. I don't think it really matters, although you do get a little bit more prize money. Oh, no, does it actually? I think if you finish top two, doesn't it like you get straight into the groups for the Champions League? Doesn't the third place have to go through the final qualifying round? That sounds familiar. I know the fourth place have to go through a qualifying round. Well, if that is the case, then we've just gone straight into the groups. I mean, you say the media have said in the top left there that we'd feel a little bit hard done by, or a little bit unhappy that we couldn't hold on to a narrow win. But to be fair, Liverpool battered us in that second half after we scored that goal. And I'm very, very happy that we didn't lose the game. So the media are talking absolute nonsense. We have officially finished second in the league. Manchester City beat Everton 4-0. The sending off by Sigurdsson didn't help things. Although saying that, they got him sent off 63 minutes and Man City didn't do anything after then. Our Gundogan scored 82nd minute. Bournemouth 5, Leicester 4. Bottom of the league, already relegated. They're not bottom now, but they were at the start of play. Crystal Palace have just beaten Arsenal 1-0. What a terrible season for Arsenal. I mean, with managerial decisions like dropping your entire team, I kind of understand it. But they've got Zinedine Zidane as well as their manager, which is interesting. Everton have got Frank Lampard. Man City do the double, so they've won the FA Cup as well, by the looks of things, or maybe they won the league and the FA Cup or the League Cup or something. Pedro is out for 6 to 8 days, which is fine because, of course, the season's finished. We've been given 36.6 million for finishing second in the Premier League. We've paid out 2.3 million in bonuses for finishing second in the Premier League, and I think that might very well be the final action of today's episode. Record low number of league defeats for Stoke. 5 losses as a new team low. Yeah, I think was there only one other team in the league? Yeah, us, Liverpool and Stoke. No, we are Stoke. Us, Liverpool and Manchester City were the only teams in the league to lose 5 games, which is pretty impressive. Do we have the best? I think Manchester City overtook us, didn't they, for goals scored? Oh, we finished both. We don't have the best attack though. Man United have scored more goals than anyone this season and managed to finish 4th. Tottenham are then the second highest goal scorers and managed to finish 5th. And then us and Man City, even below Liverpool. Liverpool have scored 78, but we just have the best defences. I cannot believe I've got one of the best defences in the league. Do you want to see my defence? This kid here is 18 years of age. He came from Bolton Wanderers for £600,000 back when we were in the Championship. He only played 8 times. He's played 20 times this season, and he apparently is one of the reasons why we have the best defence in the league. The other reason is because I went out and bought the best defender in the Italian league based on stats last season. I tell you what, when we were promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, and I've said this to you, I even probably said this yesterday, when we were promoted, when I went to buy players, I literally didn't look at stats. I went and had a look at performance from the season before. So Capuano came in because he played. Who did he play for? He was on loan. No, he played for Frosinone. That's it. He played 36 times. He didn't have the highest match rating in the world, but he had the most key tackles, the most interceptions, and the most last man challenges or something of that nature. And he didn't make one mistake that led to a goal. And that is the reason why I bought him. He didn't have the highest match rating. He didn't play for a very good club. He was very, very cheap, and his stats weren't that great. But we've got him in, and he's now part of the second best defence in the Premier League. The other player that we went and got, based on that information as well, was where is he? Leo Stulak. This guy who played for Parma, we signed for 9 million, and again, didn't have the highest rating in the league, but made the most key passes, again, made the least amount of mistakes, and he covered the most ground in the Italian league last season. And it had nothing to do with his stats or his form or anything. I got him because he was the highest in the charts, basically. And he has played 34 times this season and is part of a team that finished second. And it just goes to show that you don't necessarily need to go out there and have... There was another player I did that. Was this guy on loan from Leicester. He was one of the best defenders in the league last year. That's why I went and got him. And there was one other player as well that I've played a lot less now, and I can't remember who it is. It might have been Woodburn. No, definitely wasn't Woodburn. I don't know who it was, but I bought someone else who had very good stats based on their league performance last year, and I can't remember who it was. But either way, I think it was Pedro. It just goes to show that I've moneyballed it. The film Moneyball helped me out there, and that's why we've effectively finished second in the league. But tomorrow's episode is going to be a transfer window. I wouldn't say extravaganza, because there's not an awful lot we can do with 40 million unless we can ship some players out. But we are going to have to sort a lot of things. I'm going to go and do that again as well, by the way. We'll look at to see who the top goal scorers were and who the most key passes and assists and all the rest of it. I mean, you could basically see it there, but we'll go into detail with it. And, yeah, it should be fun. So if you have enjoyed that, do me a favour and smack the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.